Next on WoodSongs, award-winning fiddle player Mike Barnett. And the first female to win IBMA Guitarist of the Year, Molly Tuttle.
Trace my finger on the map, trying to make out where you are.
WoodSongs is presented in part by VisitLex.com, providing information and activities to visitors of historic Lexington, Kentucky. The Martin Guitar Company in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, making handcrafted acoustic guitars since 1833. The Deering Banjo Company, providing American-made banjos for front porch pickers and professionals, online at DeeringBanjos.com. And by Fransky String Instruments of Prairie Village, Kansas, online at mfstrings.com.
Here on the Louisiana Hayride, his name is Hank Williams.
From the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Bruce Horns. Hi, this is Kevin Moe.
Hey folks, this is Bela Fleck.
Hi folks, this is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer, author, and tree hugger, Michael Jonathan.
He was a Southern gentleman that played the piano, and in the 1930s he would sit on his porch and he'd watch that sun go down. And he wrote a beautiful blues ballad about it. His name was Leroy Carr. In the evening, baby, when the sun goes down, in the evening, when the sun goes down, ain't it lonesome, when the sun goes down, when the sun goes down. The sun rises in the east, it sets on down in the west. I said it rises in the east and sets down in the west. Ain't it hard to tell, baby, which one loves you the best when the sun goes down? Well, now, goodbye, my old sweethearts and pals. I'm going away. I'll be back to see you some old rainy day. In the evening, when the sun goes down, when the sun goes down. Now in the evening, baby, when the sun goes down, in the evening, when the sun goes down, ain't it lonesome, baby, when that sun goes down. And welcome everybody to the beautiful and the historic Lyric Theater in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. We're broadcasting from the crossroads of America's folk and bluegrass music, the gateway city to the beautiful Appalachian Mountains, where so much of this wonderful art and music that we present on this stage comes from. Artists come from everywhere to be here on our show. You don't have to be famous to be on WoodSongs. You just have to be very, very good. That certainly describes both of the artists that we are going to be featuring on this broadcast. Master musicians to the finest degree. First up is a brilliant guitar player. She has received an honor that nobody in the 27-year history of the IBMA, the awards program that gives out major awards to the bluegrass community. She's the very first woman to win Guitar Player of the Year. She's got a CD called Rise. This is a tune called Friend and a Friend. Please welcome the amazing Molly Tuttle to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
I set out long ago, didn't give a thought to all the rogues and robbers on the road. 'Cause if I had a chance, no, I had to take it. So for the longest time, spent a string of lonely nights in the back of 40 Line. You wake up feeling low, you get behind the wheel and go. Some days it's wide open, some days it's dead end. Some days I feel like I'm walking on the Wild West End. Got a big dream and a worn out D18. All I need is a friend and a friend and another friend, friend and a friend and another friend. Some new town, play for people that you've never met. Maybe they all know your name, maybe they don't, maybe they don't care at all. So you do the best you can, with the empty coffee cups rolling back and forth inside the van. But it all comes around when the lights go down. Some days it's wide open, some days it's dead end. Some days I feel like I'm walking on the Wild West End. Got a big dream and a worn out D18. All I need is a friend and a friend and another friend, friend and a friend and another friend. See the cards I'm holding, and if tonight it doesn't go my way, there's always tomorrow. Some days it's wide open, some days it's dead end. Some days I feel like I'm walking on the Wild West End. Got a big dream and a worn out D18. All I need is a friend and a friend and another friend, friend and a friend and another friend.
From her EP called Rise, Friend and a Friend, beautiful voice and amazing guitar playing of Molly Tuttle. Welcome to WoodSongs. It's nice to have you here.
It's great to be here.
What an honor for you to win the Bluegrass Guitar Player of the Year. I mean, that is just an amazing thing to achieve for anybody. That puts you in some mighty fine company, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of crazy just to be nominated and seeing my name with those other names who are they're all my heroes and people who I grew up listening to, so it was definitely a huge honor and just really humbling as well to be up there.
Did you even see it coming? I mean, was this something that you expected was going to happen sometime, someday? Or?
No, I mean, I really didn't think of myself in that category and really wasn't expecting it. And I think it was kind of on my radar because I'd made it to the second round of voting, which had never happened before. So I was excited about that, but definitely wasn't expecting to be nominated. So I woke up in California. It had been announced at I think 10 a.m. Central Time, but it was 8 a.m. in California, so I woke up to all these texts of congratulations, and I was just like, what are they talking about? Like, what happened?
Well, we're very happy for you, and it's a brilliant thing to achieve musically. Let's put the music aside for a little bit, because there is a different element with you winning, because you are the very first woman to win this award. I mean, a long time coming, and how deserving that you're the one who got it. So in a way, musically, you are pioneering for a whole generation of young women to come after you.
Yeah, well, I hope to see more. I mean, I'm already seeing so many more women playing lead on guitar. When I was in school for guitar, I didn't ever have any women in any of my guitar classes, so I really hope that just being out there and playing lead on guitar will inspire younger girls to pick up the guitar and play leads on it, because that definitely needs to be more of a common thing.
And for the audience, because we're about to hear your second song here, let's talk about your guitar. The guitar you're playing is what model?
This is a pre-war guitar company guitar, and they're made in Hillsborough, North Carolina, so it's modeled after an actual pre-war Martin, which would be like something a Martin made in the 1930s, but these guys in Hillsborough make these guitars they take old guitars and try to make them exactly like them, and they even do like some antiquing. So this one on the back, if you look, it has scratches on it, like if you were wearing a belt buckle.
All right, so that is her instrument of choice. Let's go ahead and listen to the music from her EP called Rise. This is a tune called You Didn't Call My Name. It is the amazing Molly Tuttle on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Walking store to store, we wouldn't want for more. No more feeling tired and blue. But you didn't call my name. You didn't call my name. You just watched me walk away. Every day, the dancing in your eyes, you took me by surprise. I long to see those eyes again, but you didn't call my name. You didn't call my name. Watched me walk away. We always would feel the same way. Can that love so dear is you whispering in my ear. Oh, it makes me wanna cry. 'Cause you didn't call my name. You didn't call my name. You just watched me walk away.
Beautifully done. Absolutely wonderful album called Rise, the voice and the guitar of Molly Tuttle. We're going to get back to her in the second half hour, and she's going to do something extremely unique on her acoustic guitar, so everybody stay tuned right where you are. We're going to get back to Molly Tuttle in the second half hour. Right now, we've got the second artist ready to join us. He is a brilliant, brilliant musician, a fiddle player extraordinaire. He has just joined one of the most prominent bluegrass groups in modern history, so we're going to talk to him about that here shortly. He's got an album, a very unusual CD project called Portraits and Fiddles. We'll talk to him about that. This is a tune called Old Barns. Please welcome an amazing musician, Mike Barnett, to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. If you like fiddle, you're going to love this album. It's called Portraits and Fiddles. The amazing Mike Barnett. Welcome to the WoodSongs broadcast. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
So, as a young fella growing up in the Northeast, it was Connecticut, right? That you grew up in?
Or in Massachusetts,
Massachusetts.
right on the border there. Yeah.
So,
right there, you know.
close enough.
Pretty much
right?
the same thing.
That's right. But you did make your way to New York City.
Yeah, eventually.
And that's not an easy community to be a musician in. I mean, that's tough.
There's a lot of great music there. I think that the trick is breaking into that music scene. But I was fortunate to move there with some really close friends, and that kind of helped me transition into that scene.
And then you eventually moved into Nashville, which is sort of like the roots music capital of the world, right?
Yeah.
And tell everybody the name of the band that you have recently become a member of.
Just joined up in January of this year with Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder.
Yeah, you're the fiddle player. You have a very unique project. Tell me briefly, Portraits and Fiddles. We'll get into it deeper in the second half hour, but give me a brief description of what this album is, because it does play a certain role in the legacy of fiddle music. You've done a great job putting this together.
Well, thanks. It's kind of a commemoration of my time spent with some really heavy musical, personal, and professional influences. I've gotten to work with some pretty awesome people in the last decade or so, and so it kind of features those people, but also is wrapped in this concept of twin fiddles. So every track has twin fiddles, and it features 4 different fiddle players.
Well, we're going to do a very unique song in a very unique twin fiddle manner here, because the twin is not necessarily a fiddle. It's going to be a bowed upright doghouse bass, and that's what Ethan's going to play with you on a classic American tune. You ready to do it?
Yes.
It's a tune called Tennessee Waltz from his CD Portraits and Fiddles. Mike Barnett on the WoodSongs, Old Time Radio.
This is Del McCurry, and you're listening to Michael Jonathan's WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And thank you, Mr. Mayor. Del McCurry there. Welcome, everybody, to the Historic Lyric Theater. We were broadcasting our show from Australia to Ireland, New Zealand to New York, Yuma, Arizona to the Yukon. In northern Canada, we're celebrating the wonderful world of grassroots music on hundreds of radio stations from around the world. Plus, American Forces Radio Network puts this show on the radio from South Korea to Kuwait, 173 nations, plus every single military base in the world, every U.S. naval ship in the world, every Coast Guard vessel sailing in North America. And as always, we want to recognize, say hello to all the men and women out there, their families, the public that are tuning in. But because of that, this time every single broadcast, we invite a youngster from somewhere in North America to come on our broadcast. They get to perform a song as an equal to the seasoned touring artists that are performing on our show. And from Shreve, Ohio, please welcome this week's WoodSongs kid, Christiana Jonikis. Nice to see you, Christiana. So the instrument that you're going to be playing for us today is?
The banjo.
The banjo. Now, how old were you when you started playing the banjo?
Oh, let's see here. I think I was 14.
And you favor the clawhammer frailing style of banjo playing, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So why that and not the J.D. Crowe three-finger roll type of bluegrass, hard bluegrass?
Well, I feel like that's been really playing a lot. And with this, it's very unique. People really don't know what clawhammer banjo is when you explain that to them. And
explain it to them. Since you brought that up, explain it to them.
Well,
what is it?
Skaggs started with the bluegrass style of banjo, which would be played with finger picks. But clawhammer was the original style of playing the banjo, and it's played without any finger picks, so my poor fingers. But it's a really unique style, and I really do.
Essentially, so you're playing with the back of your fingernail, right?
Yes, yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and get into your music. You've got a CD with your father, David. It's called Time to Wander, and this is the title cut that you wrote, right?
We both wrote it together.
You wrote it together, father and daughter. It's called Time to Wander. It is Christiana Jonikis from Shreve, Ohio, this week's WoodSongs kid. job. We're very, very proud to have this brilliant musician on our broadcast. She's going to perform a popular tune. It's unrecorded, so this is a treat for the WoodSongs audience. It's a John Hartford tune called Gentle on My Mind. Please welcome her back, Molly Tuttle, on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
It's knowing that your door is always open and path is free to walk that makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch. And it's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds and the ink stains that dried upon some line that keeps you in the back roads by the rivers of my memory, keeps you ever gentle on my mind. It's not clinging to the rocks and ivy planted on their columns now that binds me, or something that somebody said because they thought we'd fit together walking. Just knowing that the world will not be cursing or forgiving when I walk along some railroad track and find that you're waving on the back roads by the rivers of my memory, ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind. Junkyards and the highways come between us. Some other woman's crying to her mother 'cause she turned and I was gone. I still might run in silence, tears of joy might stain my face, and the summer sun might burn me till I'm blind. But not to where I cannot see you waving on the back roads by the rivers flowing gentle on my mind. Of my memory, ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind.
Unrecorded, but it ought to be. Gentle on My Mind, Molly Tuttle, the Bluegrass Guitar Player of the Year. And so what was it like one day you were sitting on the couch of your home and you're doodling around on the guitar, and then you realize, I'm really good. I can do this.
Well, I mean, I think I got to a certain point where I could play tunes and play with other people, and that's when it got really fun, and I wanted to learn how to improvise so that I could just hear a song and maybe take a solo over it. So yeah, once I could play well enough to really play in time and maybe play fast enough to go to a bluegrass jam and keep up with everyone else, that's when I was kind of like, okay.
Well, you're extremely fluid. I mean, your guitar playing is like silky smooth. It's, and that's what I wanted to talk about a little before you play this song, because we had our WoodSongs kid, Christiana, doing a beautiful
awesome.
open back claw hammer style. Now you're going to take that claw hammer style and you're going to interpret it on the guitar.
Yeah. So I started playing clawhammer banjo as well when I was a teenager, and then I heard someone playing clawhammer guitar out in California where I grew up, and I just thought it was really cool, so I wanted to learn how to do it. And I'll do a song that I wrote using that style.
So on this song, you're playing it as though you're claw hammering a banjo.
Yeah, it's the same right-hand technique, but then instead of a banjo, you have a high string on the top, so guitar is kind of a low drone, so it gives it a different sound.
Now this is on your EP, Rise,
Yeah.
right? This is a song that you wrote, and she's got her acoustic guitar, but she's going to play it like an open back banjo. She's claw hammering a guitar, which is, I think it sounded great on the sound check, so we're going to enjoy this. The IBMA Guitar Player of the Year, this is a tune called Save This Heart. It's Molly Tuttle on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Trace my finger on the map, trying to make out where you are. You know I do the best I can, but I can't take this anymore. Your letters get shorter, the days get longer. I call across the border, it's static on the line. Save this heart of mine. Darn, don't forsake my hand. I swear the light is not too far. Think I finally understand what you've known clearly from the start. But your letters get shorter, the days get longer. I call across the border, it's static on the line. Save this heart of mine. Do you feel me in your blood? Am I the poison in your veins? Deep down I've known you were the one. Is it too little, too late? 'Cause your letters get shorter, the days get longer. I call across the border, it's static on the line. Save this heart of mine. Save this heart of mine.
Isn't that amazing? The other brilliant artist on our show, he's a master fiddler player. He's got a CD called Portraits and Fiddles. This is a tune called Fiddle Patch. Please welcome him back, Mike Barnett, to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. Got a little Western swing Bob Wills going on there.
Right.
CD's called Portraits and Fiddles. It's a brilliant twin fiddle album, brilliant piece of work by Mr. Mike Barnett. And you're on one of the finest roots music record labels out there, Compass Records. And they're very supportive of artists, aren't they?
Absolutely.
I mean, the record label's run by artists, so it's that certainly helps everybody. I think Molly Tuttle's next album is going to be on Compass Records as well. It's kind of a Compass Records show, isn't it? So we're going to get into the final song of the hour, and this is called Hangman's Reel. Tell me about this song.
Well, it's one that I really started playing more when I started playing in the Bryan Sutton Band, and it's such a cool fiddle tune, and it's a 4-part tune. And when we were recording it with the Bryan Sutton Band, I asked Noam Pickilney and Stuart Duncan if they would come play with us. And I just, in the studio, I asked Stuart if he would just play a solo, and since the album is twin fiddle themed, I went in later and twinned his solo. And so we'll attempt to play that for you.
Well, let's see how it works out with the band at hand. It's called Hangman's Reel. It is from his brilliant CD, Portraits and Fiddles. Mike Barnett and crew on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. Wasn't it great having master fiddler Mr. Mike Barnett on the show? This week's WoodSongs kid from Shreve, Ohio, Christiana Jonikis, and her father, David. And the IBMA Bluegrass Guitar Player of the Year, amazing musician, Molly Tuttle. Congratulations on your award. And here's what I want you to think about. You know, there's only so many nickels in the bank of life. It gets spent with or without your participation, and sometimes the worst critic in the world for what you want to do is you. You are the one that stops you from doing most of the wonderful things in life that you could be experiencing. You know, a young boy from the Northeast makes his way to Nashville, and now he's the fiddle player in one of the premier bluegrass bands in the world. A young girl from California practices her guitar on her living room couch with her music teacher dad, and lo and behold, she's the guitar player of the year in the bluegrass world. You can do anything, and the whole point is that you've just got to tell yourself yes every once in a while. Abraham Lincoln was credited with saying something I thought really, really wonderful. He was talking about the future, and he said the best way to predict the future is to go ahead and create it. You are in control of what you do. If you want to learn the guitar, do it. If you want to learn the fiddle, do it. Don't tell yourself no. Shut up and tell yourself yes for once. My name is Michael Jonathan. I'm a folk singer. I am a song farmer. We'll see you next week on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. Good night.
You've been listening to WoodSongs broadcast number 913. Michael's opening song was In the Evening from the Evening Song album.
Well, there's our show. I hope you had a good time. We sure had a good time making it. If you'd like to send me an email, I'd love to hear from you. My email address is michael@woodsongs.com. If you visit our website, there's a huge archive page of hundreds of past shows. While you're there, you can find out how you can become a song farmer. And speaking of the archives, here's a scene from one of those past shows now. We'll see you again next week on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Closed captioning provided by Highbridge Spring Water.
WoodSongs is presented in part by VisitLex.com, providing information and activities to visitors of historic Lexington, Kentucky. The Martin Guitar Company in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, making handcrafted acoustic guitars since 1833. The Deering Banjo Company, providing American-made banjos for front porch pickers and professionals, online at deeringbanjos.com. And by Fransky String Instruments of Prairie Village, Kansas, online at mfstrings.com.